You've made it just in time for parents screaming at children time. They just started. So hopefully you hear some of that. Yes, I know I don't understand why some people scream at their children. Yeah, there's a bunch of books and YouTube videos out there. Something about child psychology. Yes, you're so judgmental. Dylan, you're so judgmental. Sorry. Joe, you're so judgmental. People get so offended easily these days. They're like, how dare you say that about people that scream at their children, that they need to learn child like they do. You just assume they don't know anything about child psychology? You're such a piece of shit. It's like, God forbid, man. It's like you actually state what you want to say. Yeah, that doesn't fly anymore. Especially when, like, you're going against, like, the evildoers of the world. If you're going against the evildoers of the world, then you're absolutely correct about everything that you ever say. Regardless if it's, like, mayhamic or just from, like, the abundance of creation or something like that. It's like, dude, yeah, they're wrong, and you're right to think that there's a better way than the evil of the world. Which leads me to my next thing, before I start, the more impressive one, is my love and appreciation for coffee. I was going to start this video talking about my love and appreciation for coffee, but I think I'm moving on. So, air conditioning agrees. Okay, so I was hanging out with my buddy yesterday, and he told me that a meteorite or a comet, whatever meteor, was going to hit the planet, and it was going to destroy all of us. So, people of the future, we only have a couple of days left. Holla! You should be excited about that. Do everything you want to do. Love whoever you want to love. Okay, when I say do everything you want to do, as long as it doesn't cause suffering to you or suffering to the people around you. So you can't, like, jump off a building or, gamble away your life savings in Las Vegas or binge drink and binge drugs and stuff like that. If it causes you suffering or the suffering of the people around you, God, oh. I was just really frustrated this morning because, like, something frustrated me, but I got it over. I got over it pretty quickly. Yeah, sometimes, like, I predict things that aren't there, and that's what I got frustrated over. Because I do a lot of black and white thinking, and, like, something came up, and I was just like, oh my God, it's gonna go down like this in the future. I just know it because of the past, right? Because of past patterns. And I'm like, okay, if I don't act or behave a certain way, this is what's going to happen in the future. Because I could predict the future because it's happened so many times in the past, right? So I predicted the future in my mind. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is exactly what's going to happen. This is what's going to go wrong. And this is what's going to happen. And this is what I'm going to have to face. And, like, it's going to definitely go down like that. And I was getting, like, really frustrated and pissed off in the mind about it. And then I was like, dude, just grab a notebook and write it out. Write out everything. Write out how you're feeling in the notebook. Write out everything. And realize that, like, it might not go down that way. You can't predict the future, dude. And I think it's the black and white thinking, right? It's like the black and white thinking. It's like, oh, it's definitely going to be this way. And it's like we make these predictions and these stories in the mind, and we won't let them go, and we know that it's just going to be this way. And it drives us crazy, and, like, we have these ruminating thoughts, and we're like, yes, it's going to go down this way. Yes, it's going to go down this way. Yes, it's going to go down this way. And, like, we're thinking about it all day long, and we're thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and we're scared that it's going to go down that way. And all of a sudden, like, it doesn't go down that way, and we're like, fuck, Jesus, dude, I just wasted an entire day of just totally mind screwing myself, thinking that like this awful event was going to happen. And it turns out it didn't happen at all, man. But I thought it was going to happen because I decided to be a future teller and predictor of the future in my mind. But like I was completely wrong. And I've done that so many times in my life. But the problem is like, what if I'm right, right? What if I'm right? And the pattern does continue, and like the same thing happens that has happened so many times in the past. So it's just like, yeah, yeah, I think it's like a protector. Predicting the future is like you're protecting yourself from the harmful, terrible thing that's going to happen, and you're just like, oh. But the thing is, we think that if we think about it constantly, it'll get solved. But I don't think that's the answer. So that's why I grabbed the notebook and I just wrote about it. And then I like expressed it to my friend, expressed it to my roommate, and I told him the issue. And like after I wrote about it and I expressed to my roommate the issue, then I felt better about it because not only did I write it, I expressed it because I could trust him, right? But you need to trust somebody before you like let them in on your issues and what like is. You know what I mean? So yeah, so being a future predictor. So tired. I'm really tired. Like I'm in this weird stage of like being like overly happy manic and like really tired. I think that happens. I think those two go together a lot. Oh gosh, man. I'm so tired. And I have to change around my schedule and my routine today because my friend Dr. N is coming from out of town. She wants to get together, so I have to work out like first thing in the morning, which is something I never do. And I have to mix my routine up, and I can't play basketball today because she wants to come see me. And I'm gonna miss basketball. Sometimes I just like wish people would just leave me alone. That's so crappy of me to do. But like sometimes I feel that way. Cuz I'm not going to be able to play basketball today. And then my friend Dr. M wants to hang out with me on Sunday, and I'm not going to be able to play basketball on Sunday. It's like, God, man, it's like and these people, they're going to leave me eventually because like nobody really cares about me. I think that's the thing. It's like, yeah, let's hang out, and then they disappear for like 3 months, and it's just like, well, why did I even sacrifice a day for you, man? Because like you're not an everyday person. You're not an everyday person. So I'm sacrificing my routine and things I love to do for somebody that's not an everyday person. Because Dr. N is an everyday person. Dr. M, she's not an everyday person. These people aren't everyday people. So why am I even spending time with not everyday people? I should only be spending my time with everyday people. Because everyday people are the only people that really should matter. Other than my family. If my family wants to hang out, I'll just hang out with them. Like, because, they're not going to be around for very much longer, talking about, like, parents and that kind of thing. But, like, if it's not, like, family, and they're not everyday people, it's like, do I even want to, like, waste, like, because I really want to do certain things today, and I really want to do certain things on Sunday. And I'm like throwing those things away for non-everyday people. I don't want to do that, man. But like then you're like, well, they're still in your life. You have to stay in contact with them. That's what regular people do. And it's just like, well, it's, I don't know, man. And I guess it's nice to have them in my life still. Yeah, no, it's nice to have them in my life still. So sacrificing basketball is not that big of a deal. But it goes back to that video that I was talking about yesterday. Oh, God. It's going back to that obsessions video that I was talking about yesterday. And I think it also comes back to that abandonment thing that I was talking about in yesterday's video, where it talks about like how like there's that fear of like being alone one day and like really being alone and missing people and missing them, and then all of a sudden you turn around and it's just you and a basketball and you're like, oh my god, where's everybody in my life? And everybody's gone. And it's just you and a basketball sitting in a room, a black room, by yourself with complete darkness. Something like that. Not to be too dramatic. I just want to fucking punch myself in the goddamn head. Sometimes I do that. You know how like people cut? I like to punch myself in the head. Especially like when I'm a mixed bag of emotions. Like today I'm like all over the goddamn place. I'm frustrated because I have to spend time with people. I'm frustrated because of like, you know, like people keep wanting me to draw things, and I'm like, god damn it, I just don't want to waste any more of my fucking time with that bullshit. And then like and then like I'm like kind of manic and happy because like my last couple of days have been really good and I've been like super active, but I'm also kind of tired because like my last couple of days have been super inactive, and but then I have to change my routine today to be around people that aren't everyday people, so I'm kind of like and I kind of like, you know, like my, you know, like, so I'm like doing all these things and eating at different times that I usually don't have to eat at, or that I don't eat at, so I'm kind of like confused about that, and I've been worrying about that all morning. So it's just like, you know, it gets to the point where I just want to punch myself in the fucking head. And like and people that cut, they cut. I don't. I punch. I feel better that way when I punch myself in the head, and it's always in the head. Like when you saw that guttural reaction where I just wanted to punch myself in the head, that's what I do. Like I just feel like this tension, and then I just like go bam, and I just like nail myself. And it's much, well, I think it's more productive than cutting, because like when I do it, it hurts so fucking much that I don't want to do it anymore. But sometimes I'll like repeatedly do it, you know, if it's just one hand. You know, and then it doesn't leave any scars. It doesn't leave any scars. It doesn't leave any scars. So, like, you're pretty much just helping your future self. Because if you start scarring up your arm, you're not helping your future self. But if you just punch your fucking self in the head, you're benefiting yourself in the moment, and you're benefiting yourself in the future. I'm not saying punching yourself, or, you know, is benefiting yourself, or, you know, cutting yourself is benefiting yourself. But if like if you got to do something, like I choose punching over cutting, because I like myself in the future and I care about myself. Okay, I gotta go.